From beautiful Malone Field at Metamora, Illinois, and Metamora Township High School. It's week 3 of high school football as the Washington Panthers travel across the blacktop to take on the Metamora Redbirds. Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the broadcast. It's Colton Kaler, joined alongside Scott Kirker and Ryan Vogel down on the sideline. Fellas, you can always throw out the record books for this game because it's going to be a packed house here tonight. And a fun game nonetheless between the Redbirds and the Panthers. Metamora comes into the game 2-0 after a thrilling victory on the road at LaSalle, Peru last week. A thumping they put on the Cavaliers, 37-6. Metamora now 4-0 all-time versus LaSalle, Peru. Washington 1-1. They received votes in 6A. They lost a tough game against Kankakee at home last week. Scott, Ryan, your initial thoughts on tonight's contest?
Well, Colt, I'll tell you, Metamora might have the advantage in the skill position. I think Washington's going to have the advantage in the line. It's going to be an old-fashioned Donnybrook here. Metamora comes onto the field.
Birds in their black uniforms here tonight. They debuted them last season, and they bring them back this year again. A big rivalry game for the Redbirds. They bring out the new uniforms, the new turf. We'll see what the Panthers and the Redbirds can produce here tonight. It's always a contest in a game where people will bring out their blankets. They'll bring them out early, but it's a week 3 matchup, so it's not quite too cold yet. But a great night for football here at Malone Field. Ryan, you were a player. You played in this rivalry a couple of times. What's your thoughts, what's your emotions in this game here?
Yeah, this is kind of the one where as soon as the schedule comes out, you got it circled and dotted, and you probably got a Washington logo in your room. You're probably throwing darts at it, maybe. But this is always a big one. It's always a fun rivalry game. A lot of history between these two teams. It's going to be a really fun night.
Looking back to last week, it was the running attack that got the Redbirds going, and Jadon Cranford was a name to remember. The sophomore on 13 carries, 201 yards, and a long 64-yard touchdown run that, Scott, you said it was video game-like.
Yeah,
it was a ridiculous run from Jadon Cranford.
It was an awfully special run for Jadon. Jadon had a couple of runs. Some of his even better runs, he only picked up about 10 or 12 yards. And the thing that's nice is our linemen, there were no holding penalties. I think our linemen had one false start, and that was it. Otherwise, it was a very clean game for Metamora. They're going to have to duplicate that again tonight.
They come in against a Washington team that's very big up front, arguably close to biggest in the conference. It's going to be a game that's going to be won in the trenches here tonight.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be one that Metamora is going to have to grind some long drives out. They're going to have to do some things, to keep Washington off balance. As good as their offense is, their defense might be better.
Looking at Washington's schedule, they get a big road win week 1 against Canelan, 33-27. They come back to Babcock Field last week and only put up a field goal. They went up 3-0 against Kankakee, and on the ensuing kickoff, the K's returned it 96 yards, and their only touchdown of the game. All 10 points scored in a matter of moments in the third quarter last week in Washington. The offense just was not quite there, but Kankakee is a very, very good team.
Yeah, I agree. Washington, they're very good. They're very well coached. This is Coach Crouch's last year. His last trip to Metamora. He's been a pretty good rival. When you look at the Washington teams with him as the head coach, we've had some awfully good football games against them.
Daryl Crouch in his 19th and final season as the Panthers head coach. Take a look across the field, the signature khakis that he always dons. Even though I think tonight it looks like he's wearing some black shorts, so he's switching it up on us. But nonetheless, Daryl Crouch, a longtime Washington head coach, has a 9-12 career record against Metamora with his debut in 2005. But Washington has only missed the playoffs twice in his tenure in 2005 and 2006. So they have been very, very successful under Coach Crouch. For the Redbirds, Jared Grebner at this fourth season, entering week 3, career record of 17-10. Obviously, Coach Grebner, the former standout quarterback here at Metamora. Journal Star Player of the Year, state runner, finished second in the state that year. Was that did they lose to Joliet Catholic that year, Scott?
I believe they did, yes.
Take a look at the Associated Press rankings. Metamora in 5A this week. They can find themselves at number 7 on the list at 2-0. They're behind 2 teams with a 1-1 record. Peoria High ranked 5th with a 1-1 record, and Morgan Park ranked 6th with a 1-1 record. Sacred Heart Griffin receiving a vote as well. One thing to note here, Nazareth Academy ranked 9th at 0-2.
Yeah.
Off to a tough start, but they play in a very, very tough conference.
Well, they lost to Kankakee that beat Washington last week, and they won the state title last year with mostly freshmen and sophomores. So might be a few changes over the summer that that we don't know about.
Scott, Ryan, through 2 weeks, we've seen very good play at the quarterback position from Nick Rhodes. What can we expect to see out of him tonight that could help the Redbirds get out of here with a victory?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with just him staying consistent and staying true to who he is and not try to do too much, because obviously this is a big game and you're facing what you know is a really good defense, probably one of the best defenses in the area, who shut out a really athletic and good offense on Kankakee. They only scored on special teams last week. So I think he just needs to stay consistent. As Scott said, this past couple years on the JV team, he's been great, and he doesn't seem to try to get too big in these big games.
The one thing that I like about Nick Rhodes is, and you got to give the Metamora coach a lot of credit on this. They never ask Nick to do more than what he's capable of doing, and what he's capable of doing, he does very, very well. Most of his passes this year so far have been on the money, right in the hands of our receivers. He's done a great job of that, and he's always thrown the ball in places where just our guys can make the play. And when he's been asked to run, he's not in there to try and do anything more than pick up a first down, and I think that's been fantastic.
I think this is a game where it's easy for the players to get up for, to get yourself ready for the game. And especially in a game like this, under the bright lights at Malone Field, it's Metamora, it's Washington. It can be pretty easy for a player to start off the game a little out of character. I think the biggest thing for Rhodes here tonight is going to be to stay under composure, keep his cool, because he will be under pressure many times here tonight. Just looking at the size of Washington's defensive line.
Yeah, and they've got some size up front. They don't outweigh us by a lot, but enough. And I think that part of it will be pretty even, once we start the game.
Looking across the sideline, Washington's got a very good running back of their own, Kanan McQuarrie. We saw a heavy dose of him last season, and we'll expect to see more of that here tonight.
Yeah.
Looking around the Middle-Illini, games tonight, Dunlap at Pekin. Dunlap off to a 2-0 start. Morton at Canton, they're off to a 2-0 start as well. Pekin, they are 1-1 after a home loss last week. You have East Peoria at Limestone. East Peoria 1-1. And Canton and Limestone rounding out the conference, both at 0-2. Looking at the Big 12, a big game between Normal West and Normal Community, a battle of the normal schools here tonight. Are there any matchups around the area, Scott, that you're looking at?
As far as the Middle-Illini goes, it's the first week of Middle-Illini play. Pekin at Dunlap. The other games are, they are what they are. But we'll, it's going to be. It's going to be very interesting. The Middle-Illini, and I don't follow the Big 12 as much as it probably should, but when you look at the Middle-Illini, the one that stands out to me is Pekin Dunlap.
What are your thoughts on this game being played, the first conference game of the year? It's week 3. It's early. Do you like, Ryan, our senior year, we played them week 8. It snowed that morning. It sleeted in the afternoon. It was 30 degrees at kickoff. I mean, it was miserable weather. But both teams were undefeated heading into that matchup. Do you like waiting towards later in the year to see this matchup? You get a few more people to the game?
Yeah, really, there's positives and negatives on both sides. You have this game early. You're going to get the good crowds. You're going to have the beautiful weather that we have right now. It's 65 with a slight breeze. But if you play later in the season, both teams are really seasoned. They're gotten into their true forms. They're about to hit the playoffs. And so that's what you're probably going to get a better matchup. There's going to be less mistakes when you have that game later in season. But, yeah, if I had to pick, I would say a mid-season matchup because we've kind of had at the end or in the beginning as of late. So, I mean, middle of season, week 5, it would probably be the sweet spot.
Metamora has won the toss, and they have elected to defer. So Washington will receive the ball to start the game here tonight. Metamora will send their defense out. But I feel it's almost a little bit of a disservice having this game played in week 3. In years past, you've seen crowds of 7,000 to 10,000 people showing up. I mean, there's been times where, and even tonight, as is with our crowd currently, you've got to go a few blocks away to find a good parking spot here. Luckily, I live just across the way, and I was able to walk from my house. But others that have to find a place to park, they're not so lucky in a big rivalry game like this. Scott, Ryan, is there a memory over the years that sticks out from this rivalry?
For me, personally, my first year playing varsity football back in 2016, and what a great game here that was. A matchup of just two monstrous teams and a great Metamora defense. I didn't play much part. I was just a special teams player, but that's the game that sticks out to me. It kind of felt like old times.
If I recall correctly, that game was originally started on a Friday night, and then it got rained out, and it was played on Saturday night, the next night back here.
Yeah, yep. And I remember that so well because I remember on Friday night, right before that storm hit, I kicked it straight out of bounds. And I think they made me re-kick the next day or something like that. I think I kicked it right out of bounds again.
Well, Gold, I think we kind of lost our interview with Nick tonight. We've kind of probably waited a little too long, but
why don't we, in the meantime, we'll send it to a break. We still got about 17 minutes before kickoff here. But keep it right here. It's Redbirds and Panthers coming up on the digiMAX Sports Network.
Hi, Tom.
Hey, how's the college visit?
You remembered. It's good.
Does it make the short list?
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Knowing our clients personally is what we do.
It's okay. This is what we've been planning for.
And with over 13,000 financial advisors, we do it a lot. It's why Edward Jones is the big company that doesn't act that way.
For financial strategies and one-on-one advice, contact Kevin Kyle.
Central Illinois, you asked for it and we listened. Germantown Grill is growing to meet customer demand, adding more dining space and a private gaming area featuring games powered by Gold Rush, the gold standard in video gaming. And Germantown Grill still has all the food and spirits that keep our customers coming back. Stop by to check out our daily specials. The game's on at Germantown Grill, where Central Illinois loves to eat. Open 7 days a week, just off Route 116.
Contact Greg Harmon for a home and auto quote today.
Welcome back to Malone Field. The band is taking the field as we are about 12 minutes away from kickoff here tonight. Metamora has won the toss. They elected to defer, so they'll get the ball coming out of halftime. They'll send their defense out there first.
Yeah. I like the idea that we deferred to get the ball to start the second half. For me, that's always kind of a psychological advantage.
Yeah, I'm personally always a big fan of putting my defense out there first. Now, I am no football coach, but I am a Madden expert, so I will always send my defense out first on Madden. It's about my coaching of football extent right there. But no, it is a psychological thing because especially if you can get the ball heading into the end of the first half, you're in control of everything right there. You can control whether you score, how much time you're going to run off the clock, and if you're able to score right before halftime, you're going to get the ball coming out, start the second half. It can be a big advantage depending on where you're at in a ball game. Looking at the rivalry here, it looks like overall Metamora leads the series 35-31. Metamora is outscoring Washington 1,248 points to 1,223 points.
Out of my control, Scott.
They've met in the playoffs 5 different times. Metamora is 4-1 in the playoffs against the Panthers. The lone playoff loss actually came here on the grass Malone Field. I believe, was that around 2010?
No, it was after 2010. It was Sam Ryan's senior year. It was probably about 2012 maybe. And we had beaten Washington about 2 weeks earlier we 40-pointed them here. And they just, it's hard to beat a team twice in 2 weeks.
It goes in stretches. Looking back at the history, Washington got off to a hot start in the series. 1946 was the first matchup Metamora won in 47 and then did not win again until 1953 in a 7-0 win. But looking as of late, Washington has won, let's see.
They've won 2 in a row.
Five of the last 6.
Yep.
And they've won 2 in a row. Metamora's last win, 2020. I believe that was on a Saturday afternoon here because that was the COVID year.
Yep.
But we'll take this time for the national anthem. Welcome back. Take time for the Magical Singers to sing the national anthem. We do have one score already. It's in the second quarter over in Bloomington, or Normal, whatever you want to call it. You know, it's the closest thing many of us will be to Normal. That's the joke I always like to make. But hey, Normal Community up 14-0 over Normal West in that crosstown rivalry. Getting set for kickoff here. It is quite the crowd we got on here tonight. Looks like both stands are jam-packed. We've got people standing alongside the fence. A beautiful new banner on the south side of the stadium here, wrapping the fencing of all the years that Metamora has made the playoffs. Scott, again, you go back many times. There's been 7,000 to 10,000 people at these games.
Oh, yeah.
I remember there was a playoff game one year at Washington, and I believe the first blanket was laid on the seats of the bleachers in Washington at about noon for a 7:30 kickoff.
Not a playoff game. It was.
It would have been maybe a late season game then.
Yeah, possibly.
But it's one that people will show up early for.
Oh yeah.
We're waiting for the Redbirds to take the field here. Just over 7 minutes till kickoff. Again, let's look back. Last year, over in Washington, last 2 years have actually been played in Washington. Last year, 44-22. Metamora actually scored first in that game last year. They were driving on their second drive before they coughed up the ball, and from there, it was a flip switch type of game. It almost rinse and repeat from the year before. Metamora went up early, had a few turnovers, coughed it up, and just could not keep it together after that. Redbirds in 2021, 24-14, the loss to Washington. Back here in 2020, Metamora took the 21-14 win over the Panthers. That was when we were introduced to Solomon Schwartz. He had taken over in that game, I believe, for an injured quarterback. The name of the quarterback he replaced is stretching my mind. It's been a few years. But go back to 2019, Metamora, the first time they were ever shut out by the Panthers, 38-0 they lost. Metamora, a hurt team. We got one more score. Dunlap strikes first over Pekin in the first quarter. They're up 7-0 over the Dragons. Dunlap, 2-0. A good win on the road, week 1 in Galesburg. And last week, not sure who they played at home. Dunlap.
Dunlap is at
No, who'd they play last week?
Oh, who Dunlap play last week? Rock Island.
Rock Island, okay, yes. So they took down Galesburg in week 1 on the road, and then Rock Island last week at home. So Dunlap, a Sutter, the kiddo, he's getting looked at by Illinois right now.
Yeah, he's 6'7", but I don't know if he's long-term a quarterback because he also starts at linebacker. I can see him being moved to tight end, maybe his junior and senior year. They've got another sophomore quarterback, Johnny Berger, who's really good. But don't start him.
And his dad is a Bradley assistant coach, too, basketball.
Oh, Berger, yeah.
Bargain,
yes.
Yeah.
Good player. I was very impressed with him last year as a freshman. But they've got some talent. That sophomore class at Dunlap is pretty darn good.
Looking at games around the area, Rochester, they are off to a very impressive start. They come to Peoria week 1, take on a very good Peoria High team and blow them out. Then last week they go on the road, or back home, take on Springfield. They blew out Springfield. I believe they were up 56-0 in the third quarter of that game. I wouldn't say it's quite, you could pencil them in as running away in 4A, but Rochester looks very, very healthy this year. Both teams making their way here. You see Washington on the northwest side of the stadium making their way onto the field currently. A packed stand. Scott, this is probably one of the biggest crowds we've seen in a Metamora Washington game in many, many years.
Yeah, it's as crowded as it's been. I thought Dunlap a few years ago was pretty crowded, but Metamora Washington, this is a packed house, and this is kind of the way it's always meant to be.
You look over at the berm, the hill on the south side. It is filling up over there. You look across at Washington's section. They've got fans along the fence railing. Metamora waiting to come on the field here, being led in by the band. And they'll take a play out of the Virginia Tech playbook.
I want to take this time, too, thank Corey Nelson for the big playoff sign that goes across the south side of the fence. And
looks beautiful.
The two banners up on the top of the bleachers, and then the big one out in front of the bleachers.
Looks beautiful. See all the years, the historic dynasty, if you will, of Metamora football. You go from 94 into the 2012 era. They did not miss the playoffs. Enter Sandman will play. You see on your screen right there. Redbirds waiting to run on the field. Quite the entry there from the Redbirds. We are ready to start this game here tonight. It is Metamora and Washington. We will etch another mark in the long, long history between these two teams.
You know, Colton, I think when these kids were underclassmen, Washington really had a pretty distinct advantage. They had numbers, and they had a lot of kids, and Metamora has caught up. Win, lose, or draw tonight, we've gotten closer to them than maybe they really wanted us to, and that's why tonight's game is so interesting in a lot of different levels. The improvement that these group of seniors, there's I think 16 of them left. We didn't start out with a huge group. That was the COVID year. We started out with, I think, 23, and we still have 16, so that's a pretty solid return. And all 16 of those kids are making contributions.
They are, and they are ready for this big game here tonight. It'll be Tommy Sopko start this game. He will pooch it out there.
Can't see who's actually the Washington players. What numbers are those?
Back deep, it looks like 12 and 2.
12
Payne
and
and
2.
McQuarrie. And that can't be 12 because they don't have a 12 on their roster.
17.
Oh, that's
Mason Burke.
Mason Burke, yeah, it's a transfer from Dunlap.
But I will guarantee you the kick does not get to either one of them.
No.
Sopko is going to pooch it to about the 35. He'll kick it a little deeper to about the 22. It's caught, and here's the return. Breaks one tackle. It'll be down about the 45, 46-yard line. Good field position for the Panthers to start here tonight. It was Brayson Barth on the return there for the Panthers. So one thing that has struggled early for the Panthers is the quarterback play. Tyler Humphrey, the quarterback to start the season for Washington. But when you have a strong back like Kanan McQuarrie, he is your bell cow.
Humphrey comes out with McQuarrie in the backfield alongside him.
Out of the shotgun, it's going to be a snap handoff here. It's Barth. He'll get to the edge, and he'll get good chunk of yards on first down, probably about a gain of 8. It'll bring up 2nd and 2. Marshall Vasquez in on the tackle for the Redbirds. Again, it's the final year for head coach Darryl Crouch, his 19th season at the helm of the Panther program. Direct snap, and Humphrey goes nowhere. He'll lose a yard, maybe 2. Nope, they're going to get him back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
So it's 3rd and 2.
That's a pretty good play by the interior line for Metamora. I believe is that Ty Dykes on this side?
Looks like Tyler Gray here on the near side. 56. It'll be Humphrey out of the shotgun. He's going to throw out a screen pass. Wide open is Barth, and he'll get the first down.
Boy, it looked like that was going to be a much bigger gain for Barth, but the Metamora defense closed pretty quick. You know, the last 2 years, Metamora has gotten the ball first, gone down and scored,
and then turned it over.
Something's always been a little bit goofy, and the momentum has switched to Washington.
And handoff here. McQuarrie, he'll fall forward to about the 41.
Pickup of, 3?
Yep, pickup of 3 on first down. Cam Nickel in on the stop for the Redbirds. Looking at 2nd and 7 here. McQuarrie with his first carry of the night. Scott, they relied on him heavily last year.
Yeah, an awful lot. He is a very good balance. You know, and that's always key for a running back to have good balance.
Snap here, it's Barth, and he dropped it. So it'll be 3rd and 7.
Makes it a third, like you said, 3rd and 7. This is a big down for the Redbird defense. Now, is this 4-down territory?
Did the ball not go from the 39 to the 40 or the 41 to the 40 here?
That's the right spot. That's the right spot.
He was just marked on the 41.
No, that's right about where he was at. It makes it 3rd and 7.
It'll be Humphrey, and he'll be stopped short of the first down marker at about the 38, so it'll bring up a decision here for the Panthers on their opening drive. Looks like they're going to keep the offense out there.
Makes it Adam Sloan with a big stop for Metamora, brings up a 4th and 4.
4th and 4, and it looks like Washington has every intention of going for it here.
Well, you're not going to get a lot of advantage by punting it. I mean, if you have a good punt, you're only going to be picking up 20 yards or so. So I get this. Big down. This is a real big down for Metamora defense.
Snap here, Humphrey. He'll drop back. He's got all day in the pocket. He finds a man open, and it's incomplete.
I can't see who that is.
No flags.
That
It looks like 16.
Oh, that's
Stephen
Brett
Petrie in on there.
Stephen Petrie with a nice play. Came across using his right arm and knocked that ball away. Big play for the Redbird defense. 1st and 10, Metamora.
Yeah, that's textbook coverage by Metamora DBs, because really that wasn't the primary route that receiver was running. That was just kind of a scramble and try to get open.
Redbird's only rushed 3 there. And Humphrey had it all day in the backfield. So now it's Nick Rhodes and the Metamora offense going to work. They've got trips right with Cranford in the backfield. Going to be a screen pass to start. Oh, Frederick was open, but right through the hands.
Oh, that was a nice play. I like that play, though. Makes it a 2nd and 10 for the Redbirds.
Didn't look like Frederick had quite turned around in time to see that pass coming in. Dunlap up 14-0 over Pekin early. Morton 8-0 over Canton. 21-0 Normal Community over Normal West. Handoff here. It's Cranford. He's going to go. He's just close to the line of scrimmage. He might have lost a yard in there.
But he squeezed out and got back to the line of scrimmage.
He was losing about possibly 3 or 4, and he'll only lose 1. So it'll bring up 3rd and 11. The bunch set. Schafrin on the close side. It's a pass down the sideline. Schafrin. And incomplete.
That'll bring on the Redbird punt unit.
So it'll bring out the punt team for the Redbirds. Not sure if that ball was overthrown, but
it was pretty good coverage.
Yeah,
Good coverage.
So it's Barth back in coverage, and the punt is away here, and it'll go a Redbird bounce.
About the 40, about where they were for their first possession of the game.
To the 43. So Washington will have their second crack at it here offensively. We do have one more game on our sheet tonight. It's Joliet Catholic and St. Rita. Be a good matchup there. So Panthers going under center here. Handoff McQuarrie, and he'll fall forward to about the 46-yard line, 47. Give him a gain of 5.
Wow, that's a whole yard advantage then than where
it looked right in there. They went out of a little bit of the I formation there, and they'll get right back under center here. They hand off McQuarrie. He gets a block, and he'll get across the 50 and be brought down at the 48. It'll be 3rd and short coming up for the Panthers.
Cam Nickel was the first one to hit him there, and then he got some help, but it's going to make it a 3rd and 1 for the Panthers just inside the Redbird territory down to the 48-yard line.
Initially, it looked like Metamora was able to get into the Washington backfield, but McQuarrie picked up 1 block, and that was all he needed. A little bit of movement there on the defensive line, but they were able to recover, not pick up the penalty. Handoff here, McQuarrie. He'll pick up the first down. He'll break a tackle, and he'll be down at about the 34-yard line. Big carry there for Caden McQuarrie.
Keaton McQuarrie?
Kanan. Official spelling, Kainon. Panthers finding success. Going tight under the center here. They'll hand it off again. It's McQuarrie. He'll be down at about the 30-yard line, so he'll pick up 4. And
Marshall Vasquez in on that tackle.
Be sure that Washington will stay in this formation here and ride McQuarrie as long as they can here. Snap handoff, it's McQuarrie. He'll go up the middle. He'll be down just shy of the 45. It'll be another 3rd and short. Redbird defensive line is going to have to get in the backfield because McQuarrie's getting a head start.
He was only 5'9", 175, but he runs a lot bigger than that.
He does. He's got very good center balance to where he's able to stay up, keep the feet moving, legs moving, and break a few tackles. Get some extra yards. Again, I formation here, handoff. It's the fullback, and they'll pick up the first down. That's Bart.
That's Jace Harlan. 44 is the carrier.
Jace Harlan, the ball carrier.
44, Jace Harlan.
Good for Washington, first down.
Panthers pick up the first down, ball spotted at the 21. The handoff here, Barth again. He'll be...
That's Harlan again.
Or Harlan, excuse me.
Jace Harlan will carry on the stop,
Ty Dice in on the tackle. It's another first down, brings up 1st and goal. Ball on the 10. 4:37 and counting. Panthers have gone to the I formation here and found success with it. It's a handoff here. It's Harlan.
56, by the way, is Ty Dykes.
56 is Ty Dykes.
on the stop,
Mark Frederick in on the stop. But they'll chug forward to about the 6-yard line. Here's Humphrey. Oh, he lost the snap. Fumbled the snap, but he was able to recover it. That would have been a big, big turnover there. But Humphrey able to fall on it. They'll lose a yard. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 7.
loss on the play brings up 3rd down and goal from the 7-yard line.
Big down here. Fans will start pounding their feet. It's a heavy backfield here. Handoff McQuarrie. He's got the edge, and he'll walk in for the Washington touchdown. Kanan McQuarrie on a 7-yard carry puts the Panthers up 6-0. Kick is up and good from 99, who we do not have on our roster.
It's Devin Miller.
Devin Miller.
So Washington takes early 7-0 lead. this is the way it's been in reverse the last few years when we played Washington.
3:24 left in the first quarter. Washington takes the lead, 7-0.
So the Panthers found success there in that drive, going under center. And that was ground and pound because they said, stop us.
Yeah. They're not doing anything really fancy. That's just good old-fashioned smash-mouth football.
Washington scoring drive, 9 plays.
Miller hit a 19-yard field goal last week that put the Panthers up 3-0 on Kankakee, and then kicked off, and they held the lead for all of about 10 seconds because Kankakee took it 94 yards to the house, and that was your ball game there. It's Miller set to kick off. Petrie and that Cranford back. It's a pooch kick here. Petrie will take it on a bounce. He'll find one hole. He'll get out to about the 32.
It's a nice
Stephen
return.
Petrie with a good return for Metamora.
Cam Nickel on the kickoff return.
Now, that was Cam Nickel, rather.
Brought down by Zach Ryan.
Yeah, Cam Nickel.
Tom Dietrich for the Panthers.
On the second row of the press box here, it's hard to see numbers.
Yeah, especially ours.
Looking through 2 panes of glass.
Some that aren't very clean.
Yep. Beggars can't be choosers, right?
Right.
So Redbird's second possession here out of the shotguns. It's Rhodes. Handoff is fake, and it's Avery Grebner on the reception.
That's a nice play.
Gain of about 5 for Avery Grebner. Good throw there from Nick Rhodes.
That's a tough throw, and he made it. Nice pitch, nice catch. Second down and a long 4.
Dual backfield here. And it's a handoff Cranford. He'll try and bounce it outside. He's going to try and get to the sideline. McQuarrie. Kanan McQuarrie with a shoelace tackle. Jadon Cranford may have got a yard out of that.
Makes it a 3rd and about a 2.
What a play there from Kanan McQuarrie to chase down Cranford. 3rd down and 3. Big down here. The shotgun look for the Redbirds. Rhodes, he'll hand it off. Cranford, and he'll be tackled for no gain there. And it will likely bring out the punt team here again for Metamora.
On the stop, Jace Harlan for the Panthers.
Makes it a 4th down, and I'm sure Metamora will probably punt this ball away.
They will, so a big stop there for the Panthers. They will get the ball back. Metamora just has not quite been able to get the ground game going yet.
Nope.
Stephen Petrie in the kick for Metamora. Grayson Barth back deep for Washington.
The second punt of the night is away. It's a high punt here, and it takes a good Redbird bounce. Barth on the return, and he'll be dragged down about the 29.
Pretty good punt there.
Pretty good punt with a good kick there. The Redbird defense will go back to work.
Guys, I think the Metamora defense is really going to have to. I know it's going to be hard to respect the pass here, just because of how Washington's second drive went, their scoring drive. But that's the type of drives that open up a big pass.
Yeah, and I'm not so sure Washington's not going to just keep doing what they did. I mean, they drove down the field and scored, and they're just going to say, Metamora, stop us. We're just under a minute to go here in this first quarter. 7-0 Washington.
And a handoff here, McQuarrie. He'll bounce it up the middle. But he'll meet a flock of Redbirds at about the 34-yard line. So a gain of 4 on first down. We've got a blowout on our hands in Normal. It's Community over Normal. Yep, over Normal West, 30-0.
Normal Community over Normal West. Wow, that's a little bit of a surprise.
Second and 6 here. Back under center. It's a fumbled handoff. Humphreys gets it back. Looks like 56. Ty Dykes in on the initial tackle. And Vasquez, I believe, in there as well. That'll be the first quarter. Washington leads Metamora 7-0. We'll take this time to thank our sponsors. We'll start with Commerce Bank. Commerce Bank, challenge accepted, helping you and your community grow. The Goodfield State Bank. Big enough to serve you, small enough to know you. Goodfield State Bank, a true community bank. Hanover's. Kitchen's open late every weekend. You might be up watching the game here tonight. See you on the square at Hanover's Pub. And one more, Kirby Foods. Be sure to check out their signature Kirby items in the deli and meat departments. Kirby Foods is proud to be 100% employee-owned. I'll tell you what, when it was IGA, owned by Kirby Foods, I visited the deli quite often.
Oh, very good deli. Very good deli.
Very, very good deli. So
big down for the Redbird defense here.
Big down. Washington has got fairly lucky. 2 fumbled snaps. They're able to retain both. So Panthers out of the shotgun here. Humphrey, he'll take it. He'll roll to his right. He's got 3 receivers. He'll try and force one down the sideline. Oh, it's picked off! A one-handed catch. An interception. Was that Avery Grebner? It was.
Avery
Grebner goes up with one hand and brings it in.
Oh, very proud daddy on the sideline.
Holy moly, you don't see that often in high school football. Avery Grebner with a highlight reel play gets a big turnover for the Redbirds, and they'll have it at the 50.
Maybe that'll get the Redbird offense a little bit rejuvenized and give us some momentum.
Big energy swing there.
Metamora offense comes back out.
It's Rhodes out of the shotgun. He'll take the snap. He's got Cranford wide open down the sideline, and he dropped it right in the breadbasket for Cranford. Would have been a big play for the Redbirds had Cranford on the wheel route.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that really is a tough angle for Cranford to catch that ball. It kind of got behind him and right over his head,
yep.
and he almost had to look towards the other sideline to make that catch, and that's one of the tougher ones a receiver has to make. But
just about to ask you there, Ryan, if that one went across his body and he just almost outran it, per se.
I like that, taking the shot on the first play after a big turnover. Makes it a 2nd and 10 for Metamora right on the 50-yard line.
Another shotgun look. Grebner in motion, handoff. Cranford, he's got a block. He'll kick it to the sideline, a juke move. It's a first down for the Redbirds. Cranford inside the 40. Grayson Barth in on the stop for the Panthers, but it'll move the chains for Metamora first down.
That's our first down of the evening.
And to go back on Avery Grebner, it seems like week by week, I keep saying this, but he has improved vastly from last year. He's already made 2 or 3 plays last year. Those get broken for long touchdown runs, and he's got great coverage. He's a good athlete, and wow, you can tell he's done some work in the offseason.
His vision, that's just one thing you cannot teach. Rhodes, he'll throw it deep. He's got Grebner. And no flags.
No. I think that was tipped.
Tipped, but it looked like the feet kind of got caught up there between the defender and Grebner as well, making it a tough play for Grebner to go. Rhodes had him.
Those are two really good plays that we've just missed.
Yep.
And, you know, I got a feeling that at some point tonight, those things are going to start clicking. Good play by the Washington defense, though. You got to give them credit there.
Second and 10. Two receivers to the right. The screen pass. Grebner. Oh, it was almost intercepted there. They're going to say it was incomplete. Grebner never had possession. They'll bring up 3rd and 10 here. Look like Harlan in the defensive, the initial hit there for the Panthers.
You know, we've got to capitalize. We got the big turnover. We've gotten the first down.
So 3rd and 10. Out of the shotgun. Redbirds looking to strike lightning in a bottle. Rhodes takes a snap. He's got to hurry. He rolls out to his right. He's got Cranford. Now, can Cranford get the first down? It'll be close, depending on the spot here. He'll be at the 29. It all depends on the spot.
I think we're going to be about a half a yard short. Ooh, man, that's close.
They might give it
that's
to
the first down.
That's the first down. They're going to give him the first down. A scramble play there for Nick Rhodes. Finds Jadon Cranford.
And, guys, that's exactly what we talked about in the pregame show. Nick Rhodes just has to stay calm and don't let the pressure get to him. That's exactly what he did. He got out of the pocket and made a play when he needed to.
Let the game come to you there. And Nick Rhodes makes a heck of a play. Snap here, handoff Cranford.
No, that's Frederick.
That was Frederick. Excuse me. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage.
Pickup of 1, I think. That's a pickup of 1.
They'll give him a gain of 1. It'll bring up 2nd and 9. See what the Redbirds draw up here.
Jadon Cranford's back in the Redbird backfield now.
They're going to send 3 receivers out left. It's Shaffrin, Grebner, and Frederick. And it's going to be a fake handoff. Rhodes is going to keep it. He's got a hole. He'll be down. First down, Metamora. Nick Rhodes from 28 yards puts Redbird on the board. Oh, a tight squeeze. And then it was a foot race, and Rhodes wins it.
They keyed on Jadon on that one, and he pulled it, and there was nobody to his right.
He had a defender from behind.
And just by the naked eye, he didn't really look like he had a hole of any sort. It got pretty bunched up on the sideline, and he just kind of made something out of it. No one was there.
So they're going to send Tommy Sopko out for the extra point.
Don't want to chase points.
Snap, hold, kick, up, and good. So Tommy Sopko ties it up at 7. 9:46 left to play here in the first half. Nick Rhodes making something work on the ground.
And you really like to see Sopko go out there and nail an extra point. That's something that seems like the past couple years we just haven't been able to find a consistency after touchdowns. And
yeah, we haven't had consistency since Ryan Vogel. A little kicker love there to Tommy Sopko.
It's a brotherhood.
I don't know if that was consistency.
It's a brotherhood. Yep.
That's you know what? That's exactly what Metamora needed. They get the big interception, and then they come down and they score. That's huge for Metamora.
In this rivalry, you have to capitalize off of turnovers as they did there. Redbirds go 50 yards on that touchdown drive, capped off by a 28-yard touchdown run from Nick Rhodes. And it's Sopko. He's going to pooch it, a high one. Taking it to 33, 88 on the return. He'll be tripped up at about the 43. James Johnson on the return, and they'll mark him at the 45.
We're going to say it's right on the 45.
7 plays covering 50 yards. 2 minutes off the clock. We're tied at 7.
7 plays, taking 2 minutes off the clock.
50-yard drive.
50 yards. And Washington will go back to work.
And just to show you a little more how impressive that drive was, a great Kankakee team didn't even score on offense last week.
Not sure what this is all about.
Oh. Looks like time probably is either going on 9:23, so they're going to put some time back on the clock here. You know, I thought that side of the press box was supposed to be the perfection side of the press box.
Well, you would think so, but
you would think is for much crap we take. You know, you got to be able to give it back a little bit.
Yeah, you'd think that side of the press box would be more on top of things.
Handoff here, Harlan, and he went absolutely nowhere. Met by the Redbird defensive line. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and 10.
9-10 to go here in this first half. Again, we're struggling with the weaker side of the press box tonight. That would be the scorekeeper and the guy that runs the scoreboard.
In a situation like this, after coming off an interception, do you want to give Humphrey the chance to complete a pass to get his if you're Washington, essentially?
Well, Washington's got to reestablish.
Handoff here, it's McQuarrie. He'll go forward, and they'll give him a gain of 3.
That's a pretty fair spot there. McQuarrie just always leans forward. He's a very strong kid. Brings up a 3rd and about 8 for the Panthers.
It was Avery Grebner going up Odell Beckham Jr. style and bringing down an interception. He was tackled at the 50-yard line and allowed Redbirds to go down and get on the scoreboard. Humphrey, he'll drop back. Under pressure, he's going to loft one up down the sideline. McQuarrie, and he caught it. Oh, my goodness. He tiptoed down the sideline into double coverage, and he'll be down to inside the 20. What a throw under pressure there from Humphrey. If you had any feeling that he might be still thinking about that interception, no shot, because he delivered a dime.
I got to tell you, that was just a perfect throw.
And he had pressure in his face. Handoff here, Humphrey, he'll drop back. They'll go down the sideline again. Incomplete. Cranford in on defense there, intended for 88, James Johnson. Johnson, 6'4", 185, a sophomore.
Good basketball player. Brings up a 2nd and 10 for the Panthers at the Redbird 17-yard line.
Yes, 17.
2nd down and 10, ball at the Metamora 17-yard line.
They're going to go back under center. Handoff here, McQuarrie. He'll bounce it up inside, and he'll be into the end zone for a touchdown. Kanan McQuarrie from 17 yards out.
That's not good defense.
A good run there from McQuarrie. And he punches it in. The Panthers go back up real quick.
Yep.
All set up by a big third down connection to McQuarrie. Devin Miller in for the extra point attempt. Low snap, but
I think he got it.
And good. So Washington goes back up 14-7 with 7:19 left to play here in the first half.
7:19 left in the half. We're at 14-7.
So we got 7:19, Colton, to work. It'd be nice to put together a really nice drive.
Plenty of time left. Both teams score relatively quick.
Score and take as much time off that clock as you can, and then you get the ball to start the second half.
Washington scoring drive, 5 plays covering 55 yards.
5 plays, 55 yards
McQuarrie on the score.
for the Panthers. That scoring drive. A back and forth game. And it's Miller set to kick off. He will boot it away. And Nickel had a little issue, and he slipped, and he'll be down at the 10, so work cut out for the Metamora offense here. It was one you almost might let go, but then it kind of checked up. Little, like when you're hitting a chip shot on the golf course, and that first hop, you're like, it may not, but then that second hop, it really checks up, works out just nicely for you. No, just me? All right. No. Anyways, Metamora takes over first and 10 from their own 10. It was Nick Rhodes. Took it in from 28 yards on that last drive.
Redbird offense comes back onto the field.
They're going to go out of the shotgun. It's Shaffrin, the close receiver. Cranford in the backfield with Rhodes. Snap. Handoff Cranford. He's going to try and bounce it outside. Nothing there, and he's going to lose a yard. So it'll be 2nd and 11 for Metamora.
Number 5 for Washington, Eli Bear, in on the tackle.
Short of the line of scrimmage brings up 2nd down and 11 for Metamora.
Seth Bauman comes onto the field. Rhodes. He'll take the snap. He's going to throw it down the field. He's got Grebner, and it's broken up. Great defense there. That's 11, Tyler Brown in coverage.
That's a heck of a throw.
Yeah,
really
beautiful
good
throw. Do have a score at halftime in the Middle Illini. East Peoria 6, Limestone 0. A barn burner over in East Peoria. Third and 11 here for the Redbirds. Rhodes is going to take the snap. Pass complete, but I don't think Shaffrin was going to get there. It'll be 4th and 1.
On the stop, Elijah Bear.
This is one you've got to be confident going for. Last night, if you watched the NFL game, Saw the Lions go for it on 4th down from their own 16.
Do you go for this?
I think you have to.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, guys, from the sound of it down here, we're going to roll with the offense here.
Yep.
You go up under center and then just, well, you don't want to, because their interior defensive linemen are awfully big.
Redbirds are going to go for it. They might go for the hard count here, see if they can get a free 5 and then punt. Yep, it looks like they're just going to try and draw them off here. And Metamora is going to take a timeout. So 5:25 left play here in the first half. Washington's up 14-7. Now the Redbirds can mull it over here in the huddle. Take this time to thank our sponsors. Logo Wear. Shop Logo Wear in Metamora for all your Redbird gear. Mason Funeral Home. Mason Funeral Home's proud supporter of the Metamora Redbirds.
Wow, Colton, they're bringing the offense back out again.
They're bringing the offense out here. It's Rhodes. Two
Jared
receivers
Grebner.
out to the right.
Jared Grebner, a Riverboat Gambler.
They look to the sideline. It's going to be a handoff. Rhodes is going to keep it, and he's going backwards. The Washington defensive line blows it up, and it's going to be good field position here for the Panthers. They'll take over at the 16-yard line. There was nothing there for Rhodes and the Redbirds.
Yeah, and as much as that burns now, in the moment, you got to believe that's the right call.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. So they're going to go with the heavy set in the backfield here. And it's going to be a handoff here. McQuarrie make a man miss. And a flag as well. I believe there was a horse collar tackle in there. So tack on extra yardage here.
I don't.
The personal foul, they're going to call
a face mask. I didn't see a horse collar.
It looked up towards either like the back or it could have been the front there.
You got to be inside the jersey, but that wasn't. That's half the distance, so who knows? That's going to be a full 5 yards there.
So they'll be inside the 10. It'll be 1st and goal from the 6. It's Washington looking to punch it in. Hand off McQuarrie. Keep the feet running, and he'll be down inside the 5. Brad Schock in defensively for Metamora. 2nd and goal from the 4. You'll likely see a similar play here. Panthers will get the play in. And it's a handoff here. It's 20. And he'll fight forward back to the line of scrimmage at Hunter Reed. 5'10", 165 junior. They have got a yard there, so 3rd and goal from
the 3.
The 2, 3.
No, 3-yard line.
3-yard line. Washington trying to run down this clock and punch it in and go up 2 scores. Panthers in no hurry here. Washington may run this down and take a timeout here. Looks like they will.
Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna try and milk it for all they can.
So we will go to a timeout. So let's thank more of our sponsors here. During this timeout, we'll start with McDonald's. Your favorites just more rewarding. Earn points on all your orders that you can redeem for free at McDonald's when you join in the app. Merrill Lynch. We help families make great decisions with their money. Big advice from small town advisors. Metamora Fields. Metamora Fields Golf Club, where you are always welcome. Big tournament going on there this weekend for the high school. They're hosting their 2-day invitational. Back to the action here. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 3 for the Panthers. They took down the play clock and the game clock. A snap here, handoff McQuarrie, and he's short.
Oh, yeah, he got stopped at about the 2.
That's where they'll mark him, so they'll give him a gain of 1. It'll be 4th and goal here for the Panthers.
Boy, I'm telling you what, Colton, he's closer to the 3-yard line. Well, maybe not. Maybe it is the 2.
And you got to remember here, they do have the ability to kick a field goal if needed.
I don't think they're even thinking about the field goal.
I was going to say the same.
And they will probably run this clock down again. They will take another timeout. Looks like they could bring on the field goal unit here, but we'll thank more of our sponsors, starting with Snyder Village. Snyder Village, your place to call home. Call today to take a tour. Call 309-367-4300. Sue's Place. Win or lose, there's always Sue's. I have a little bit different ending to that, but, you know, it's how it goes. The Room. The Room, located in the historic Homestead Building, is proud to be your local football headquarters. Visit The Room today. And Zobrist Insurance, your total insurance solution. So they're going to send the field goal unit out here. It'll be Devin Miller to kick a 20-yard field goal.
Watch for the fake.
Snap down, kick up, and good.
That's a victory for the Metamora defense.
Easy is as easy does there for Devin Miller, and Washington goes up by 10, 17-7, 2:32 left to play here in the half.
I have no problems with us going for it on 4th down, 4th and 1. And I think our defense did a nice job of...
Take this time to thank our sponsors.
Central Illinois, you asked for it and we listened. Germantown Grill is growing, adding more dining space and a private gaming area featuring games powered by Gold Rush, the gold standard in video gaming. The game's on at Germantown Grill, off Route 116.
Welcome back here. Scott, you mentioned that's almost a big win there for the Redbird defense. They were dealt a tough hand with Washington starting at the 15. Metamora comes back, and they're in a spot to win this game. Look at that drive right there. Remember that drive right there by the Redbird defense.
Yeah, I agree with you. You know, they got the ball on the 20-yard line, and
Kick is away. Looks like Frederick on the return. He'll get out to about the 28. The Redbird offense will take over with 2:26 remaining on the clock. Redbird still have 2 timeouts.
Panthers scoring drive, 4 plays covering 14 yards.
4 plays, 14 yards on the scoring drive for Panthers.
Redbird offense comes back onto the field. Jadon Cranford, is that?
Evan Kyle.
Evan Kyle also in the backfield.
Going to be a handoff Cranford. And he'll go nowhere. Broken up in the backfield. Eli Pappas in on the tackle.
The part that's a little tough is that we seem to always start off behind the chains on first down.
That play right there, it's taking a little too long to develop.
Yeah.
They got to maybe find a few quick hitters here, get everything rolling. Out of the shotgun. And a handoff here, Evan Kyle. They'll fight forward back to about the original line of scrimmage. And we'll bring up 3rd and 10 here for the Redbird offense.
Ball carrier Evan Kyle.
The Panthers' defensive line not budging at all. They go 6 foot 225, 6'3", 220, 6'3", 265 across their defensive line.
Well, they got 75 out there, and he's 305.
Snap here, Rhodes under pressure. He's going to have to force one, and it's caught. And he'll be down. That was the connection to Gavin O'Loughlin. He'll be short. I think this is another one you got to go for here.
It's again another 4th and 2. I'll tell you what, I might punt this one. I might go ahead and punt this one. You're under a minute.
Well, by the time the differential here is about 6 seconds, do you wind it down and go for possibly a trick play here on 4th down?
You could, and then you'd run out of time. That'd be fine. You get the ball to start the second half.
A little curl route with a lateral, and off you go. I've seen it before. But Redbirds will take a timeout, which will leave about 8 seconds, 8.3 left on the clock. Take this time to thank our sponsors.
Building a life is different for everyone because everyone is different. That's why State Farm is there.
Contact Greg Harmon for a quote today.
Welcome back to Malone Field. And it's going to be the
we brought out our
team.
punt team, yeah.
You see a possible direct snap. You probably wouldn't see a direct snap, but
no, they just now put somebody back deep for Washington.
But it is Stephen Petrie set to kick, and another timeout. Play clock was running down, so we'll thank our sponsors. So we're back. And it is the punt team out there again for the Redbirds. Stephen Petrie set to boot this away. And the punt's away. It's a squib, or one that took a big hop. They're going to run the clock here. And that will send us to halftime. Washington leads by 10, 17-7. We'll step away, and when we come back, we'll have the second half and the first half stats.
Hi, Tom.
Hey, how's the college visit?
You remembered. It's good.
Does it make the shortlist?
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Knowing our clients personally is what we do.
It's okay. This is what we've been planning for.
And with over 13,000 financial advisors, we do it a lot. It's why Edward Jones is the big company that doesn't act that way.
For financial strategies and one-on-one advice, contact Kevin Kyle.
Central Illinois, you asked for it and we listened. Germantown Grill is growing to meet customer demand, adding more dining space and a private gaming area featuring games powered by Gold Rush, the gold standard in video gaming. And Germantown Grill still has all the food and spirits that keep our customers coming back. Stop by to check out our daily specials. The game's on at Germantown Grill, where Central Illinois loves to eat. Open 7 days a week, just off Route 116.
Contact Greg Harmon for a home and auto quote today.
Drum major, is your band ready?
Central Illinois, you asked for it and we listened. Germantown Grill is growing, adding more dining space and a private gaming area featuring games powered by Gold Rush, the gold standard in video gaming. The games on at Germantown Grill off Route 116.
Building a life is different for everyone because everyone is different. That's why State Farm is there.
Contact Greg Harmon for a quote today.
Hi, Tom.
Hey, how's the college visit?
You remembered. It's good.
Does it make the short list?
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
Knowing our clients personally is what we do.
It's okay. This is what we've been planning for.
And with over 13,000 financial advisors, we do it a lot. It's why Edward Jones is the big company that doesn't act that way.
For financial strategies and one-on-one advice, contact Kevin Kyle.
Central Illinois, you asked for it and we listened. Germantown Grill is growing to meet customer demand, adding more dining space and a private gaming area featuring games powered by Gold Rush, the gold standard in video gaming. And Germantown Grill still has all the food and spirits that keep our customers coming back. Stop by to check out our daily specials. The game's on at Germantown Grill, where Central Illinois loves to eat. Open 7 days a week, just off Route 116.
$101. You can do it. 102. We're not gonna give up. We're never until we're strong and mighty and tough. These weights are gonna be heavy, like a heavy job. So you're gonna need to bring your muscles with you. Got it? Now let's get lifting some weights. Come on.
Contact Greg Harmon for a home and auto quote today.
Fans, get your 50-50 tickets ready. We've got a winner tonight going to receive $810.
Welcome back to Malone Field. We'll go ahead with the halftime stats. Washington leads this one 17-7. They got a field goal towards the end of the first half. But for the Panthers, they put it on the ground 23 times, had 102 yards and 2 touchdowns, both from Kanan McQuarrie. It was Humphrey, 2 for 5 passing, 38 yards, had the 1 interception where Avery Grebner went up and grabbed it with one hand. Redbirds turned that into points, so 140 total yards for the Panthers. For the Redbirds, on the ground, Nick Rhodes led the way with 2 carries, 25 yards, and the lone touchdown. It was Frederick with 1 carry for 1 yard, Evan Kyle, 1 carry, 1 yard, and Cranford, 6 carries, 11 yards, 38 total yards on the ground for the Redbirds. Receiving for the Redbirds, both Cranford and Shafran with 1 catch for 10 yards. Lachlan had the 8-yard catch there towards the end of the first half, and Grebner with a 5-yard catch. Nick Rhodes, 4 of 10 in the first half for 33 yards. Total of 71 yards for the Redbirds in the first half. We do have a score update. It's Limestone over East Peoria, 13-12 in the third quarter with 3 minutes left. So the Rockets take the lead over the Raiders in East Peoria. Just minutes away from the start of the second half. Metamora will receive the ball. Scott, your thoughts on the first half?
Well, I think Metamora's done a pretty decent job defensively. They've been put in some bad situations for a variety of reasons. But offensively, we've had the chances to make some big plays. Jadon Cranford bounced it outside, was ready to turn the corner. McCreary came out of nowhere and tripped him up. Otherwise, he had some room down the sideline. And with his speed, I'm not so sure those guys would have had a good enough angle. So that was a big play that they averted. Nice play across the middle. Avery Grebner was open. Their defensive back came out of nowhere, knocked the ball away. Another great play by Washington. They've made a couple of really nice plays that, had we converted on them, maybe a different story. It's still only 17-7 right now. We got about 40 seconds before the start of the second half. Washington will be kicking off to Metamora. That's always a good thing.
You get a score and a stop, and it's a brand new ball game.
Yep.
Hayden McQuarrie with the 2 touchdowns for Washington. See if we can pull up some scores from around the area. It's Dunlap over Pekin at the half, 20-0. Morton over Canton at the half, 30-13. Peoria, Notre Dame, and Bloomington tied at 20 in the fourth quarter. Centennial and Richwood, last update, 7-7.
Right.
Peoria High was up 78-0 over Urbana in the third quarter. 78-0 over Urbana. Centennial almost did not have buses to come up to Richwood tonight.
What?
There was an issue with getting bus drivers, and Centennial almost had to forfeit against Richwood. But we're set for kickoff here in the second half. This is a squib kickoff. It's Frederick trying to get to the outside. He's going to cut it back up the corner.
Oh,
man. Down at about the 45-yard line. Mark Frederick with a good kick return to start play here in the second half.
We had, and I was going to say this, but we had both Cranford and Fredericks back deep for us. That's as fast a return team as I think I've ever seen at Metamora. The Redbird offense comes back. That could be a momentum turn for Metamora.
So 2 receivers to the left. Frederick will come on the field late, so it'll be trips left. Rhodes in the backfield. Got a man open, and he missed him. It was Grebner.
You got to connect on those.
That would have been a first down and more. Ball was thrown a little bit low.
Congratulations to our 50-50 winner tonight for $800.
Guys, you got to believe we'll probably stick to throwing a little more just from how the first half went. Washington's D-line is just playing very well.
And a handoff here. Cranford, he'll go forward for maybe a yard. Got swallowed up quickly. Thought there might have been something there, but the hole closed quickly.
I'd maybe go back to that slant pattern again.
On 3rd and 9 here. We're going to send a receiver out to each side. Rhodes out of the shotgun. He'll take the snap. He's going to drop back. He's got a player open. It was 86, Eden Cote, and incomplete, and it will send the Redbird punt unit out there. So a good kick return.
Goes for naught.
Goes for naught. No dice for the Redbirds. Stephen Petrie back to punt for Metamora. punts away. It's a good one. And it will take a hop out of bounds at the 29-yard line. The Washington Panthers will get their first drive here in the second half. Washington can put the Redbirds on their heels. They can put a drive here together.
Metamora's got to buckle down on defense. I think they got to stop Washington from getting so much yardage on first down. McCreary has been kind of owning first down, getting 4, 5, 6 yards every time on first down.
They're going to go under center. High formation, handoff McQuarrie, and he's going to break it. One play. Kanon McQuarrie is going to take it all the way to the house. 71-yard touchdown run. Exactly what you did not want if you're Metamora.
A 71-yard touchdown.
I
mean, you could have drove a bus through that hole.
Yeah.
You had to believe there was some type of massive defensive miscue there because that hole was huge.
And McQuarrie had the speed to kick it into extra gear, and he took it all the way. His third touchdown of the night. Snap, kick up, and
good
from Devin Miller. Well, if there's one positive you can take away from that, their drive didn't take much time off the clock, so
no.
Get back to work here offensively. Washington will kick off here. Give the Redbirds the ball back. Kanan McQuarrie, 71-yard touchdown run. His third touchdown run of the night. This one is deep. And that's Frederick. He'll go down the sideline again, and he'll be out of bounds about the 29, 30-yard line. Be first and 10 for the Redbirds.
Pretty nice return by Fredericks. We've got to connect on whatever we can. The defense has given us. That last series of downs, we had the slant wide open. We just missed it. That can't happen.
Redbird offense needs to put a drive together dearly and in a hurry. And a handoff here. I believe that was Kyle. That went nowhere. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. Will be out of the shotgun again for Rhodes. Trips left. Run pass option, and it's caught there to Grebner. And he'll be thrown forward across the 50-yard line into Washington territory. It's a Metamora first down.
That was a perfect throw and catch for Grebner. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's wide open. I think they can keep doing that.
23-yard connection there between Rhodes and Grebner. And we'll make a few substitutions here. Grebner seemed a little shaken up coming off the field there. But looks to be all right. Cranford in the backfield with Kyle. It's going to be a handoff here. Cranford, he'll make a man miss. He'll bounce forward to about the 37. It'll be just short of the first down marker, bring up 2nd and 1.
Great move by Cranford in that hole. He kind of jitterbug a little bit. Picked up another 4 yards.
Gain of 9 on the play.
Is that our longest run, other than Rhodes' 28-yard, 25-yard touchdown run?
And another handoff here. Cranford, he'll get the first down. It'll be enough, and it'll move the chains as he got forward to about the 36.
I'd come right back now with that slant pattern again.
Shaffron will be out far left. It'll be trips left. Grebner and Frederick. It'll be a handoff there. It's Evan Kyle. He'll bounce forward to about the 33. Might give him the 32. Bring up 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6.
A decent first down run.
And he's going to go down, and it's intercepted. Interception for Washington. It fluttered.
Is there a flag?
It's a flag. It'll be on Metamora. I believe there was a blindside hit.
Yeah,
on the return.
And that throw is just a little bit rushed by Rhodes, a little bit premature. That's one of those where you probably just have to put your head down and try to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And then just a frustration penalty coming out there at the end. A personal foul on Metamora. So a big turnover for the Panthers there because the Redbirds were driving.
Personal foul, Redbirds.
So it'll move out to the 39-yard line where Washington will take over 1st and 10. Panthers could put this game on ice with a score here. Panthers will... James Johnson's wide open on the far side. And James Johnson, if Washington would have thrown the ball outside on a streak to James Johnson, he would have been in for a long, long touchdown, and we've got a Redbird down on the field here.
Can't see who that is.
And there is a flag on the play as well.
Can you see who that is?
Can't. Nope. A personal foul against Washington.
Gavin O'Loughlin looks like is the player that's down. Did he maybe get the wind knocked out of him? Is that what it looks like maybe? Possibly just the wind?
So they'll mark it from the penalty spot. 15 from there.
Washington penalty spots the ball at their own 30-yard line.
So it'll be second down from the 30. Second and 19.
Second down and 19 for Washington.
I'm surprised to see Washington going out of the shotgun here. They've had so much success going under center tonight. Humphrey will take the snap, he'll roll out. He'll complete the pass, that's 17, Mason Burke, and he'll get back up to about the original line of scrimmage at the 39, and we'll bring up 3rd and 10. Good play. Get a good chunk of yardage out right there.
Yeah.
On a little 2 or 3 yard out route.
Gain of 9 on the play. 3rd down and 10.
Humphrey in the backfield. Johnson, the man in motion. He'll take the snap. He'll throw it out to the right. Pass complete. That's 11, Tyler Brown, and a flag.
I'm not sure. Is that going to be against Washington? I think that's going to be against Washington. I think they're going to call it. So Washington's starting to back up, so I think that it's going to be against Washington.
It's going to be...
That's a spot foul because I think that's an unsportsmanlike.
Flag was at the 39-yard line.
Couldn't wait here as they're discussing. I thought an eligible man downfield.
That'll bring up a
it's
fourth.
Declined. Yep, and 4th down.
Pretty good job by the Redbird defense there.
So Washington will send their punt team out there.
Brings up 4th down for Washington.
They might have to respot the ball here because I thought Washington was a couple yards ahead of the line of scrimmage. But they're going to mark them at the 40. It'll be 4th down. Panthers set to punt. Snap. Punt is away. It's a wobbler calling for the fair catch. That's Grebner, and he muffed it. I think the Redbirds got it back. They did. Oh, boy. Scary situation there. The Redbirds will take over. 6:49 left to play here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, it just kind of looked like he got a little indecisive, got caught in between calling a fair catch. It looked like he was attempting to raise up his hand, but really not sure. I think if he didn't drop it, he probably would have been tackled anyways.
So the Washington defense has stood strong all night. Metamora was able to tie it up at 7, but the Panthers have put up 17 unanswered, and the pass here, it's Cranford, and he's met in the backfield right away. He'll lose 2. He was met at the 30-yard line.
Wrapped up by Elijah Pappas for Washington.
Eli Pappas.
You know, you got to give it to Washington. Their defense is awfully stout.
Yep. And they've come to play tonight. When you can hold a Kankakee team to just 7 points, and the 7 points came on a kick return, you know you've got a good defensive squad. So Rhodes will come back out and relay the play to his offense. It's out of the shotgun, a tight set. Evan Kyle in the backfield. Grebner in motion. They're going to give him a screen pass. Grebner breaks a man, and he'll get back to the 30-yard line. So a gain of 5. They'll bring up 3rd and about 7.
Brings up 3rd down and 7 for Metamora.
Redbirds have got to find an answer. Handoff here. It's Frederick, and he'll go backwards.
You can't go wide. You got to hit the hole. You can't try to get outside.
And it'll be 4th and 9. Redbirds don't have a choice here. They've got to punt.
That's as good a defense as I've seen in quite a while.
Dunlap up 33-0 over Pekin. 9:52 left in the 4th quarter. Dunlap defense is holding Pekin to 64 total yards. Metamora still shy of the 100-yard mark here tonight. Punts away, and it's caught 34. Barth, and he'll fall forward to the 40-yard line. So Panthers take over in Redbird territory, 1st and 10, or 20 left to play in the 3rd.
Adam Sloan for Metamora. First and 10 Panthers from the Metamora 40-yard line.
Metamora needs a turnover in a bad way.
I would like. Have we had a turnover? Has our defense forced a turnover yet this year?
Had an interception.
Oh yeah.
Handoff here, McQuarrie. He'll bounce forward, and for a small guy, he's taken 3 or 4 Redbirds down with him on every carry. He'll pile forward for about 4 yards, bring up 2nd and 6. McQuarrie, a senior, plays both ways. Typically, you only see players play both ways in high school, but Travis Hunter is, holy moly, how good was he last week? They'll take on Nebraska tomorrow. First home game for head coach Prime. And a handoff here, McQuarrie spin move, and he'll get the 1st down across the 30. He hit the B button right there.
On the stop, Cam Nichols for the Redbirds.
And guys, he almost gives me shades of Seth Glatz a couple years ago from Morton.
A little bit, yeah.
What a career and senior year Seth Glatz had for the Morton Potters. Ooh. Took him deep into the playoffs. I believe he finishes the 2nd leading rusher in all of high school football that year.
Yeah.
It's something you really had to see with your own eyes.
Yeah, it was.
It was unbelievable.
Impressive. And a pitch here, McQuarrie. He's going to throw it. He's got Barth open, and they complete it. McQuarrie with a little trickery. It'll be 1st and goal for the Panthers at the 10. So the Panthers threatening here in the 3rd. They lead 24-7. Hand off McQuarrie. He'll bounce it up, and he will be in for the touchdown. Kanan McQuarrie, his 4th touchdown of the night. McQuarrie has now eclipsed the 200-yard mark tonight on that touchdown run. They'll send Miller on for the extra point.
I mean, McCreary's had a great night, but man, you got to give it to their offensive line. They've just manhandled Metamora up front.
And the extra point is good. So the Panthers take a 31-7 lead. 2:24 left to play in this one. Panthers set to kick off, and the Panthers brought in an impressive student section across the blacktop.
Yep.
And it will be Nickel on the return. He can try and get it back up to the middle, and he'll be down at about the 25.
On the stop, Tom Dietrich.
2:18 left to play, and this one's been all Washington.
A minute and 56. Keenan McCreary on the score for 10 yards.
Handoff here. Cranford, he'll go forward for 2 yards. They'll bring up 2nd and 8.
That's a pretty impressive run to just pick up 2 yards, you know it.
The way he's able to bounce around and shake is impressive. Only a sophomore is Cranford. Snap. And Rhodes was swallowed up the entire time. 89 in there on the tackle. That's Carter Prina. He beat his man off the edge, and Rhodes ran right into him. Loss of 4. No, it was loss of 5.
Yeah.
And you're really starting to see how this Washington team didn't even allow Kankakee's offense to score a touchdown last week. The D-line, it seems like they're through there in an instant. And our O-line has played well the last few weeks. It's just their D-line's very impressive.
In high school football, you have to win the battle in the trenches. I mean, that really goes for any level of football. But you are a high school team where you're able to win the battle in the trenches. You are off to a very good start. Metamora will take a timeout here. 1:01 left to play here. We're set for play here coming out of timeout. It's 3rd and 12 for Metamora. And they're going to throw it long. Shafrin, incomplete. Had to fight through the defender.
Pass intended for Kendrick Shafrin, incomplete. Brings up 4th down.
And punt team heading out for the Redbirds. 56 seconds left on the clock. Petrie will take the snap, and he'll punt it away, and it's not a good one, but it does take a good bounce out to the 41.
Like a 16-yard punt.
It's been a good field position for Washington most of the night. And they're going to give them the ball at the 40.
And in high school, kicking is one of those things where you just kind of have someone fall on your team, because obviously you can't just, like college, you recruit a kicker, but it's one of those things when you're growing up, you're not really learning how to kick. You're learning how to play football. And when you get to high school, you just got to kind of hope that someone falls along.
Yeah.
You kind of have to play the cards you're dealt there, Ryan. So Washington will trot the offense back out there. McQuarrie, over 200 yards on the night. He'll get the handoff. He'll bounce forward for about 3 yards. He's got 4 touchdowns as well. And that will likely end play here in the third quarter. See if Washington tries to run another play, and they won't. They will take this down to the fourth quarter. Panthers leading 31-7. Let's take this time and thank our sponsors, starting with Commerce Bank. Commerce Bank is proud to support the Metamora Redbirds. Commerce Bank, challenge accepted. The Germantown Grill. Keep it on the hill at the Germantown Grill. Watch Redbird replay at the Germantown Grill after the game. Goodfield State Bank. Big enough to serve you, small enough to know you. Goodfield State Bank, a true community bank. Hanover's Pub. Kitchens open late every weekend. We'll see you on the square at Hanover's Pub. Kirby Foods. Kirby Foods is proud to be 100% employee owned.
No more.
And we are set for play. Here in the fourth quarter.
Washington has it second and about 7.
Yep. Second and 7, and a handoff here. It's McQuarrie. He'll make a man miss and stumble forward to the 32, 33. Bring up third and short. Panthers have been in control all night long. They lead 31-7. College football games this weekend. And handoff here. McQuarrie, and he'll be close to the first down marker, but it'll be a yard short. It'll be 4th and 1. On your TV schedule this weekend, number 10 Notre Dame at NC State, 11 a.m. on ABC. Big game of the week on Fox. Nebraska at number 22 Colorado, 11 a.m. on Fox. Purdue at Virginia Tech. Purdue lost at home last week to Fresno State. Tough first game there for Ryan Walters in his debut. And a handoff here. That will be Harlan, and it'll be enough for the first down. Iowa at Iowa State, the Cyhawk Trophy. 2:30 on Fox tomorrow.
First down.
And the ESPN game of the week, number 11 Texas at number 3 Alabama. Saturday night. That will be one to watch. So Panthers go for it on 4th down and pick up the first down. 2 receivers here for the Panthers. It's Barth and Johnson. But they'll line up under center, and they're going to hand it to 44. That's Harlan. He'll get 1 yard. And we have a final score in East Peoria. Limestone is a winner over the Raiders. They've ended their 13-game losing streak. A big win for the Rockets.
Well, they'll be
a win. A win is a win.
A win is a win.
You know, they don't ask how, they just ask how many. And Washington will take a timeout here. 18 left on the clock.
Alex?
So Redbirds will, this score holds, Metamora will have dropped 3 straight to the Panthers.
Yep.
And here's kind of a highlight and a night that kind of leaves a little bit of a sour taste in your mouth. You play a good team like this at the beginning of the season, and it really prepares you for the rest of it.
It does. You're right. It'll, this could help Metamora immensely down the road.
This is a team you won't see in the playoffs either. Humphrey drops back. He's got a man open, but I thought he was going to Johnson because Johnson was over wide open across the middle. But no dice. He was going for Garrett Cox towards the sideline. Bring up a 3rd and 10. 3rd and 9. Humphrey will take the snap. He'll drop back. He's going to throw it down the sideline. And a flag. Cranford not happy. They were arm wrestling down the sideline. And that's an underthrown ball right there. They're going to get the pass interference call here. You got to, unfortunately, let the receiver try and come back to the ball. That'll give Washington a 1st down. So Metamora will go on the road to Morton next week. Get a very good pork chop over there in Morton next week.
Prime rib sandwiches.
Prime rib sandwiches as well. I think Morton's got to have one of the better grills in the area.
Yeah, I agree.
It's 17. Burke with the carry. And he'll scamper. He'll be close. And they're going to mark him out the 1-yard line. Mason Burke with the carry.
That was a well run play. They did a nice job.
Washington will go back home to take on Pekin.
First and goal from the 1.
And it's Burke back in at quarterback. Handoff, or quarterback keeper here. Burke will pile in for the touchdown. 8:50, and Washington extends their lead to 30 with the extra point coming.
And the backup quarterback there, Burke, younger brother of Dunlap quarterback, Miles Burke.
And Madden last year.
Yeah, and Miles led Dunlap to the state championship game in 2017 over at Dunlap.
So they will send on Miller for the extra point.
Boy, that Dunlap team was loaded in 2017.
Yeah, they had some very good. That Benny Hoff kid was, I thought, as good a player as I've seen not wear a black helmet in a long, long time.
Yeah, those players don't come around often, and he was just as good as safety as he was at running back, too. He made some unbelievable runs.
He can beat you in all three phases of the game, and there's not many players around that can say that.
Yeah, and then you had Charlie Mangieri, a Northwestern. He's going into his 6th year for Northwestern football. He's a captain over there. And then they just had some really good players, and not all of them went on to play college football, but a lot of them did. I think they ended up having 4 or 5 Division I players on that team. They had Josiah Meeman, who went to Iowa as a tight end.
Yep.
They had Isaac Guyton. I'm not really sure where he ended up, but he was a great athlete over there.
Yeah.
They had Jason Bowman at corner, who actually has been pitching at LSU these past couple years in baseball. So just a huge amount of great athletes in that class. That was really one of the people forget about that sneaky Dunlap class, and man, they were tough.
They had like a core 4 that really kind of led that team, though. And Benny Hoff, though, was just, to me, he was the catalyst. He was the guy that really made them a really, really good team, put them over the top. As good a running back as I've seen, and then played defense. You know, you're right. As a defensive back, he was very underrated.
It's Frederick here on the return, and he'll fall down. Ball came out. Washington's got it at the 30. That's the 3rd fumble on a kickoff this season for Frederick. And I'm not sure what happened there, because it looked like he just slipped and the ball came out. Redbird defense right back to work.
And going back to that year, 2017, with that Dunlap team, that team also kind of caught a down year in the middle Illini. No one really, it was kind of, they were the main attraction.
They were the cream of the crop, no question about it.
Yeah.
Washington was pretty solid. They had J.J. Gaudet, they had
Caleb Fisher.
Yeah. They were all, I believe, juniors, I think, weren't they? No, they were all seniors.
Yeah. No, they would have been juniors at that time. And
that's right. Yes, they were. That's right.
They gave them about their best fight anyone had. And they basically rolled through the playoffs. They had some tough competition. They played Hillcrest. I think their first-round matchup was Streeter. But other than that, and a weird thing about that playoff run for them is they basically had all home games. It just kind of worked out that way. I think they played one away game until they got to the state championship.
Yeah.
Where they just played an unbelievable Chicago Phillips team.
Yeah, that was
good. Had 3 Alabama commits, double digits in the Division I commits, and man, they were a fun team to watch.
Washington will have it third and short here. They lead 38-7 under 8 minutes remaining. We do have a final score in Peoria tonight. The Urbana Tigers make the hour-and-a-half trip to Peoria, and they fall 92-0.
Well, they got 40-pointed twice.
Peoria High will do that to some teams, unfortunately. A big Big 12 win to start the season for Peoria High. Handoff here will probably be a first down by the looks of it. I say this in the nicest way, but it looked like it was Riley Jackson on the outside for Metamora. And 75, the Eric Daughtry on the inside for Washington. And the difference in size there was just astonishing.
Yeah, I saw exactly what you saw, Cole.
75
for Washington.
Daughtry standing at 6'4", 305. And the run up the middle here. It's Thomas Diedrich. Down to the 5. The first and goal. Under 7 minutes remaining. And it's the quarterback keeper, Madden Mendoza, into the end zone. And the Panthers are going to extend their lead 44-7. The Panthers have just got it done on the ground here tonight. 262 yards. All their touchdowns coming from the rushing attack. The extra point is good. .86, not listed on our sheet. It's 45-7.
Who's 86?
Washington leads.
96 was the kicker there.
No, 96. William Olmstead.
This is just one of those games where all you can say is you just got to learn from it, and you just got to have the shortest memory as possible.
Sure, and you know, don't worry about the score, because you got 5 or 6 more weeks of Middle Illini football, and man, you can still make a big splash.
And you really can. And think about it, we're going into week 4 at 2-1. I mean, there's teams in much worse spots, that's for sure.
Right now, tied for one of the largest losses Metamora's had in series history. Go back to 2019, Washington won 38-0. Now, granted, we had a lot of injuries that year. And they're going to say the runner was down.
Can't see who that was.
largest margin of victory for the Panthers. I believe it's 53. You got to go back to 1956. 53-0. Score of that game. And it'll be a handoff here. Jadon Cranford, he'll cut it up. He'll get forward to about the 26-yard line.
Pretty good effort there by Cranford.
I give him the 27, and Jadon is hurt. Looks like a cramp.
Yep.
Illinois trying to make a late run in Lawrence, but looks like they're going to fall short. Kansas 34, Illinois 23. Kansas with the ball at the 1:59 mark in the fourth quarter. Luke Altmaier with a 72-yard touchdown run for the Illini tonight, but
quarterback. Man, there's nothing worse, really, than getting a leg cramp. That has got to be one of the most painful things. And it's not a serious injury. I mean, it's just a...
Pickle juice, right?
Pickle juice.
5:28 and a handoff here. It's Evan Kyle. They'll get forward to the 28. Bring up 3rd and 4. Now make it 3rd and 5.
I think your 3rd and 4 earlier was right, because that's a little more than...
Yep. Well, week 3 football coming to a close. Under 5 minutes left to play. It's going to be a handoff here at Evan Kyle. He'll get the first down, and he'll be chased out of bounds. Clock will stop.
It just kind of reminds you of how fast the season goes, Colton.
Yeah, we're heading
week 4.
Week 3 is over.
Yep, heading to week 4 already. So out of the shotgun for the Redbirds. And another handoff to Kyle. They'll go right back to the line of scrimmage.
On the stop, Tom Petrie.
Late third quarter, Centennial leads Richwoods. Just heard the score update there from Doc Watson. As a packed house here tonight. Had Clutch Sports Media with their coverage on CIProud.com. GLO, Game of the Week. And, of course, our coverage. And our coverage will continue. And next week, Scott, you and the crew will be on the road in Morton.
Next week.
Handoff here. Kyle will get to the 40. He'll bring up 3rd down.
Schofield on the stop.
Hand off here. Kyle forward again. Will be 4th down. Be 4th and
5.
And punt team.
Oh, why not just go for it?
Right there.
Yeah, you might as well just go for it.
And Tommy Stopko going to head out to punt. Stopko will take the bad pass, and they're going to call him down because Stopko went down on a knee to get the punt. When it rains, it pours.
Get all this out of us this week.
Yep.
But we might have found our punter there. That was a solid punt.
That was a solid punt.
So 2:02 left in this one. The score from Washington here would make it running clock for the remainder. Redbird's going to make a few subs. Snap, handoff here. 36 Diedrich. And get a gain of about 8.
Something we always hit on the broadcast at games like these is when you're running a program, it's important when you have the opportunity to get your subs in and get those guys some time.
Yeah.
You get them in because it helps you out in the future. Because you can't replace, no matter how many drills or how many scrimmages you do in practice, nothing replaces getting real on-field experience time. And Metamora has always been good with that. But there's programs around where they'll play the starters from start to finish, and all of a sudden it's time to reload when you graduate a class of seniors, and no one has any on-field experience. So things like this, it might seem rough, but this helps you out.
It's Reed that will get the first down for the Panthers. (45-7). Panthers going to get away with a big victory here. They'll move to 2-1 on the year. Metamora will fall to 2-1.
And they'll go to the knee. One more snap, and that.
They will wait until it gets under 40. And now they will take the victory formation snap. So your final here from Malone Field, Washington 45, Metamora 7. Take this time to thank our sponsors before we send it to a break. Start with Logo Wear. Shop Logo Wear in Metamora for all your Redbird gear.
Thanks for your attendance tonight. Please drive home safely.
Martin Signs. Martin Sign Service, Greater Peoria's digital sign experts. Mason Funeral Home. Mason Funeral Home is proud supporter of the Metamora Redbirds. McDonald's. Not a morning person? Skip the awkward pre-coffee talk with Metamora McDonald's mobile order and pay and curbside pickup. Merrill Lynch. Big advice for small town advisors. Get supported by a team with over 100 years of experience. Metamora Fields. Come for a quick bite after your round of golf. Metamora Fields Golf Club, where you're always welcome. Midwest Building Systems. Midwest Building Systems, a family-owned company serving Central Illinois for 30-plus years. Call Chad at Midwest for all your building needs. Snyder Village. Take a tour. 09674300. Learn more at SnyderVillage.com. Sue's Place. Win or lose, there's always Sue's. Come see us after the game. The Room, located in the historic Homestead Building, is proud to be your local football headquarters. Visit The Room on the town square. And Zobrist Insurance, your total insurance solution. We will step aside. Your final score here tonight, Washington 45, Metamora 7. We'll have our interview with Coach Grebner coming up next. You've been watching Metamora football on the digiMAX Sports Network. Welcome back to Malone Field. Scott's down on the field with Coach Brebner for tonight's post-game interview.
Thank you, Colton. We're here with Metamora head coach Jared Redbird. Coach, it kind of snowballed on you a little bit in the second half. I thought you guys played pretty well, especially the first half. I thought defensively they just were so good up front. It was very tough to defend them.
Yeah, they were physical. They came out and they got a key stop right off the bat, and then they gashed us on a little divide play. We just didn't fit quite right on that one, and we took it to the house. But that's what good teams do. They're a ranked team in 6A for a reason, and they'll make you pay on any little mistakes that we have. And, defensively, we knew that, we had a tough task in front of us, to hold a Kankakee team, to
7 points.
And that was on a special team, so their defense didn't even give up a touchdown against them. And so, their defense has been playing lights out, and we knew that you'd have to fight for every inch you get.
Yeah, and I thought that, in a game like this, you're going to have to connect on a lot of, when you have a chance to have a big play, you've got to connect. I thought Washington did a really nice job of playing defense. There was a couple of guys we had open, nice throws. They just made good defensive plays. And, after a while, that kind of starts to wear on an offense.
Yeah, when you're just inches away, and all of a sudden, you look and you're behind the chains. It just seemed like we couldn't get ahead of the chains where we were the initiators, where we felt comfortable. But that's a credit to Washington,
right?
And Coach Crouch and their staff and their players, because they did a really good job putting us behind the chains and not getting us into what we like to do.
Yeah, and the other thing too, I thought that I thought your offense at times looked really good tonight, but like you said, you couldn't get anything established on the ground, and then they just sat back and played defense on any of the pass plays. Correct. So, the score looks bad, but in reality, this is a pretty good learning experience. This is going to set you up really nice for the rest of the Mid-Atlantic Conference.
Yeah, we always learn from every win, from every loss. This is no different. Defensively, there's times same thing. I thought we looked really good, and there's other times where it's like, man, they threw a beautiful ball to the running back out of the backfield over there
on 3rd and long.
And you're sitting there thinking, man, we can just get off the field, and they made the play. I mean, and that ball was, put in a place where only his guy could catch it. Hey, tip your hat to him. I mean, you don't want to tip your hat to him, but you got to sometimes. And there's some times where, then they have the halfback throw, when, our kids are thinking run. And, so they called the game really well. And, they put us on our heels offensively and defensively at times.
Yeah, and that's the senior aspect of their team. They're mostly senior dominated. You're fairly young, and I think that there's a lot of your team did a lot of growing up here tonight.
And there's you don't want to ever try and grow up from a life lesson like this. Kind of got kicked in the teeth a little bit here. However, we'll go back and watch film, evaluate, and like you said, learn from it. It's not anything like I told the kids that, we're starting from scratch, throwing everything out. It's learn, get better, all right? Whether it's playing with better pad level, whether it's better footwork, whether it's better eye discipline. There's a lot of things that we can do to get better as a football team. And, starting tomorrow, that's going to take place.
We'll let you get going here, Coach. But I thought that, in a lot of ways, this is kind of a 2-year thing for Washington. They last year, they knew most of these kids were coming back, and they knew that this would kind of be their year to kind of shine. It just so happened to be Coach Crouch's last year at Washington, and the roles are, you're kind of like a year behind them right now. You've got a lot of young kids playing. Your seniors, I thought tonight, did a great job of not quitting in the second half, and they played pretty hard to the very end, and that shows a lot of character.
Yeah, and we expect that out of our seniors. We don't expect anything less because that's the type of character that they have. That they want to keep pushing, and they'll never give up. Even though sometimes it looks a little dire, with even with a minute and a half, they want to get after it. And they've put a lot of time in, to not give it their best, and they'd be cheating themselves and they'd be cheating their teammates if they didn't. And so, we're just going to keep growing and keep getting better every day.
That'll do it from Malone Field with Coach Grebner. Thanks for spending some time here at the end of the game.
Not a problem. Thank you for everything that you guys do.
No problem. We'll send it back up to you, Colton.
Scott, thank you, and there you have it. You heard from Coach Grebner in tonight's post-game talk. That'll do it for us here tonight from Malone Field. Again, Redbirds dropped one against Washington. They moved to 2-1 on the year. Final score, 45-7 Panthers over the Redbirds. For my cameraman, Mike Kirker, Jonathan Stallsberg, sideline reporter Ryan Vogel, producer Tom Hagen, and my partner Scott Kirker, this is Colton Kaler signing off from Malone Field here tonight. Redbirds lose 45-7. They're on the road next week at Morton. Until then, good night, everybody.